Hi, and welcome to World Leaders List video number 13. We are going to look at world leaders 37, 38, and 39, and they're all from South America this week because that's what we're studying. We're studying South America. So here is the list of our world leaders. Whoops. Let's see if we can brighten it. Let's try it over here. That's better. Woo! Sorry. Okay, so we have Argentina is Mauricio Macri. Cuba is Raul Castro, which is Fidel's brother. And Mexico is Enrique Pena Nieto. Okay. So Argentina, Cuba, and Mexico. All right, so those are our world leaders for this week. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at them, where they are. Argentina is down here, if you can see, right here at the bottom of. Might help if I do it this way. Maybe you could see better. At the bottom of South America, very large in the middle. And then Cuba is right here underneath Florida. Okay, and you can see my little arrows. And then, of course, right here is Mexico, and they are our neighbors. All right, let's take a look at some pictures of these world leaders and get to know them a little better. Okay, so first we're going to do Mauricio Macri. I'm probably mispronouncing that. We'll just do the best we can. Here he is. There are some pictures of him, and I have some information on him as well. He's the son of an Italian businessman. I believe he was born in Argentina. He was kidnapped when he was younger. I want to say he was in his teens. He was held for 12 days by police. Some police that were not on the up and up kidnapped him. He was held in a room with just a toilet, and while his family paid a ransom. So he said that that's actually what put him into politics to fight corruption, which is pretty amazing. He was the mayor of Buenos Aires. And I believe we already talked about, maybe we didn't, 4 years is how long they're elected, and there's no term limit, so they can be elected again and again and again. Okay, there he is. He's an Italian businessman. Some different pictures of him. The Pope, President Obama. I thought I saw some of Trump as well. That's a different face, very expressive. Drinking champagne. This is a picture of him with Angela Merkel. Oh, here we go. Here he is with President Trump. Oh, and here is here he is with Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader. All right. He was named 100. He's in the top 100 list of the most influential people in the world. Okay, so next we're going to go to Raul Castro, which is Fidel's brother. I believe it's his younger brother. He was like his general. Here's a picture of both of them together. He has really relaxed a lot of Cuba. Actually, Cuba, you are allowed to actually visit Cuba. Looking on some cruise options, you can actually go to Cuba and visit, which was unheard of for 60 years. In Cuba, it is still communist. It's 5 years renewable one time, but we're not really sure how sketchy that is or how up and up those elections are. He's been in office since 2008. He was Fidel's brother until his death. Well, he's always his brother, but he was just his right-hand man, and then he became president, appointed when Fidel was very sick, and became president when he died, when Fidel Castro died. It said interesting things that Fidel Castro and his brothers were kicked out of their first elementary school and they had to go somewhere else. Very interesting. Raul was a general in the revolution and helped him fight. Very interesting about Cuba. The more you read about Cuba, you find that Cuba and the United States were very, very close. And the more you read about it, Baptista, a very corrupt government, came in and the United States kind of turned its back on Cuba. There's a lot of reasons why Cuba hated us, and they were pretty good reasons. So hopefully there'll be, some continuation of, the country's open now, and that sort of thing, the relations between Cuba and the United States. If you read about it, they were like big brother, big sister. I'm sorry, big brother, big sister, little sister, and they were very, very close. But the U.S. really gave Cuba tons of loans with extremely high interest rates, kind of trapped Cuba, and then when Cuba needed them more than ever, the U.S. turned its back. And actually, Fidel Castro overturned a regime that was extremely corrupt and horrible to the Cuban people. So, that's why we study patriotic history, because, it sounds like it's great, but patriotic history, if you know this from your history analysis words, is when we only look at the good of a country, and we have a million things good about America. It's an amazing country. Fantastic in many ways. But we also have to look at the bad things and the bad decisions and the people we've hurt and the people we've excluded or stolen land from or, over taxed or over tariffed or over, just with the loans given to several countries that they could never repay. That seems to be a pattern in history that the U.S. continually did in the middle 1900s. Okay, so we're going to move on to Mexico. Right. And their president is Enrique Pena Nieto. And I'm probably saying that wrong, and here he is. President of Mexico. And they only serve one term for 6 years. So it didn't say if it was renewable or not. Oh, and here he is with the president of Argentina. Mexico and Argentina right there. All right. Okay, Queen Elizabeth. Mexican president is with Angela Merkel up here. Amazing world leaders. Okay, so let's learn a little bit about him. All right. He's the 57th president. He was educated as a lawyer. Served in the state of Mexico as a Secretary of Administration. All right. The IRP, which really is the PRI, which we actually read about in our textbook this week. Cardina was a member of that party. Good president for Mexico. All right. He was born in July in Mexico City, north of Mexico City. He's the oldest of 4 siblings. His father was an electrical engineer. His mother a school teacher. He's the nephew of 2 former governors, so there's politics in his family. On his mother's side, Arturo Montiel, whom Business magazine Forbes listed as one of the 10 most corrupt Mexican politicians. That was his uncle. That's not any fun. He attended the Dennis Hall School in Alfred, Maine. Oh my. To learn English. Wow, so he was educated. Many world leaders are educated in the United States or in Europe. Okay. All right, so he's been in, since he was 18, he's been delivering literature. He also enrolled in Pan American University, earned a Bachelor of Arts in Law. Pena Nieto can speak English, however he speaks Spanish in formal settings, so he can speak English very well. Wow, that's amazing. Got his master's degree. Okay. Looks like he's a career politician. And then you can read about all of his policies as well. And he's meeting all kinds of famous people. I mean, you only have 6 years. I wonder if it is renewable. I don't think it is, but that's amazing. That's not a whole lot of time. All right. Okay. So, all right, that concludes our world leaders and learning about them. And this week, they're all from South America. All right. Have a great night.